people immediately took to social media and Twitter and started posting, look at what Angel Reese has accomplished. She has a national championship at LSU. She was the rebounding queen of the WNBA. Now she has a championship in the Unrivaled, and she's Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, what an accomplishment.
So this study came out from Rice University, and they are trying to blatantly say Caitlin Clark fans are racist towards Angel Reese. Here we are, once again, Angel Reese is the victim. Caitlin Clark fan base, the Indiana Fever fan base, the Iowa fan base, wherever you're located. If you're a fan in Texas, fan in Alaska, a fan in Florida, by God, you are a racist today because they don't like how you word things.
The Unmatched League just concluded, and Angel Reese and her supporters are celebrating a so-called championship that she didn't even play for. Reese is taking a victory lap as though she just won the WNBA, but the reality is that there wasn't any real competition, and her own team performed better without her.
Cannot criticize missed layups, cannot criticize bad shooting form, you cannot criticize stat padding. If you criticize, you're a racist because these people are trying to keep racism afloat and alive because it's all they got.
Even terrible. Despite not even bothering to attend the championship game, Reese is acting like A.
How important this championship was to Angel Reese. Angel Reese didn't even attend the game. She was not in the building last night.
Stay tuned because
we're about to expose the fake champion, narrative, and the desperate media spin, trying to make Angel Reese look like A. Superstar.
They're saying that they got 364,000 viewers, couldn't break 400,000 viewers of their championship game.
On social media, Angel Reese's followers are behaving as though she just accomplished something historic by winning the league championship that no one else has ever won. However, the truth is that she didn't win anything. In fact, she wasn't even on the court when her team won the championship. She was hurt and missed the final 2 games, including the championship, but she still has the gall to call this a major victory.
Angel Reese is a champion in the Unrivaled that virtually no one watched.
Since you have to play in real sports to win a title, it would be impossible to imagine LeBron James or Michael Jordan celebrating an NBA championship they never played in. However, Ray sat back, FaceTimed, and then immediately jumped on Twitter to make people laugh by asking what they were going to say.
Angel Reese beating her ship. What y'all gonna say now? Now that I have this Unrivaled championship that I didn't even think to attend. She went to LeBron James's youngest son's high school state championship game. If this championship mattered, she would show up. She can afford it.
I had no idea that Angel Reese didn't even bother to show up. Did not show up to support her teammates. It was that unimportant, but yet took a victory lap that you won a championship? You got to be joking.
Let's put it this way, this championship is a farce. Most basketball fans don't take the Unrivaled League seriously because it's essentially the WNBA's backyard league, which is a 3-on-3 format rather than actual 5-on-5 basketball. The best thing is that the hoops were made more for social media highlights than for real competition.
Her team achieved this remarkable accomplishment. Angel Reese was so thrilled, she FaceTimed in press conference and celebration. That's how big this Unrivaled championship was.
When Angel Reese left the court, her own team improved. Yes, without her, the other 3 players took over and won the game. What does that tell us, then? Is that Reese wasn't the team star, leader, or even a major contributor when it came to bedtime. Nevertheless, her fans are out there acting as though she just solidified her legacy.
Everybody rush to social media and pretend like you actually watched Unrivaled, actually cared about Unrivaled. Let's go rush to social media and pretend that you care more about the Unrivaled League than Angel Reese does.
The fact that Ree went out of her way to trumpet this as a significant achievement only serves to highlight how desperate she and her supporters are to push her into the conversation of greatness. What exactly did she prove that her team can win without her? That a glorified exhibition league can award titles to players who don't even show up is absurd.
She thought so much of this championship that she was like, I don't want to diminish the greatness of this championship by attending the game and rooting on my teammates. So I'll FaceTime in.
This is the reality. On the court, not off the court, true champions win their trophies. Fans of Reese are free to celebrate all they want, but they know deep down that this isn't a true championship and that their victory means nothing. That's precisely why they're making such a big deal out of it, trying to convince everyone, including themselves, that Angel Reese isn't what she is.
No one wanted a 3-on-3 full-court women's basketball league, and no one paid attention to this. Let's put together a social media campaign, and let's pretend like Angel Reese just accomplished something important.
Angel Reese's fans and the media would have you believe that she is one of the greatest athletes of all time, on par with LeBron James or Steph Curry, but let's take a step back and consider what she has accomplished to merit that kind of recognition. The facts don't lie. She sat out her team's improvement and still had the audacity to call herself a champion. If that isn't the definition of a fake champion, I don't know what is.
Because we're going to build up this narrative that Angel Reese is one of the great athletes of our lifetime. She's right there with Steph Curry, and she's right there with LeBron James. She's right there with Kevin Durant. She's got a championship at LSU, and now she has a championship in the Unrivaled League.
Her supporters are quick to flood Twitter and Instagram with hype about every small accomplishment, as if she's rewriting history, but let's face it, she has never been the best player on any team she's played for, even at LSU, where her championship run was largely carried by her teammates, including future WNBA star Alexis Morris, who was the true closer in that NCAA title game, now in the WNBA. Despite Reese's struggles to make an impression, her followers nonetheless promote the idea that she's an all-around.
All of that was more important than being at the location, being with her teammates.
Why is it just women's basketball where we see athletes acting like this? Oh man, these athletes, they make themselves look worse and worse and worse all the time.
Furthermore, if Reese receives criticism, her supporters quickly play the race card, asserting that any criticism of her performance is motivated by racism. This is just one example of the media bias at work here.
This championship game was so unimportant. She's like, nah, I'm good. I'll watch from home. I'll watch this stream from home, and I'll FaceTime in if we win.
This league has got to figure out a way to honor Angel Reese in all this. That's right.
We have repeatedly witnessed this occur. You're racist if you call out Reese's stat pads, if you point out how poorly she shoots, or if you say that she's not a good defender. But nobody jumps to her defense when Caitlin Clark is questioned. In WNBA games, Clark has been physically attacked, elbowed in the face, and fouled hard, yet the media seldom ever reports on it.
And yeah, if somebody's dressed tacky and I call it out, I mean, it's got nothing to do with race, you're just tacky. So you can try to label people as racist.
Meanwhile, there is an immediate uproar if someone even slightly offends Angel Reese, and in an effort to further promote this manufactured legacy, universities are publishing studies that portray Reese as a victim. One recent study from Rice University even attempted to present the Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark controversy as evidence of racial bias in sports.
Now you got universities trying to defend Angel Reese and make her out as the victim.
Let's dissect this. A large university invested time and money in attempting to claim that Reese's performance isn't the basis for criticism, but rather her race. This isn't journalism, and this isn't sports analysis. This is propaganda used to shield particular players from reasonable criticism, but the actual jerk is here. Reese wouldn't require media support if she were genuinely exceptional. Legends let their game speak for itself. Michael Jordan commanded the court and didn't require support from the media. Let the wind do the talking. But in the case of Angel Reese, we observe the contrary. She is energized by social media. Warriors were pampered by reporters and supported by academic institutions, but her on-court performances fell short of the standards they had set. With Angel Reese, however, we witnessed the exact reverse. She is exaggerated on social media. Warriors were pampered by reporters and supported by academic institutions, but her on-court achievements fell short of the standards they had set for you all.
Published study from Rice University and the University of Illinois at Chicago takes a data-driven look at one of the most polarizing sports controversies in recent memory, the Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark debate from the 2023 NCAA Championship. During the title game between LSU and the University of Iowa, Caitlin Clark, the Iowa star guard, made a now famous "you can't see me" hand gesture, a taunt originally popularized by wrestler John Cena. Without much controversy, however, when LSU's Angel Reese made the same gesture towards Clark in the closing moments of the game, the reaction was starkly different. Reese was immediately labeled as classless and unsportsmanlike by some media personalities and fans, sparking a nationwide discussion about double standards in sports, race, and gender. Now a new study quantifies what many already suspected. Public and media reactions to Reese and Clark were not just different, but radicalized. Before, during, and after the game, to unpack the racial dynamics at play. The study found that Clark was largely celebrated. Reese was disproportionately criticized, often with racial undertones.
Real stars like Caitlin Clark, who are shattering records and revolutionizing women's basketball, are being minimized while Reese's legacy is being manufactured in real time. This is the true reason the media shields Angel Reese, because they need her to be someone she is not. But all of the bias in the world's media cannot change that.
I'll be throwing Angel Reese in there for clout purposes. If you actually watch her play, she's horrible, brah. Y'all doing too much with this black versus white BS.
The hard data presents an entirely different picture, and Angel Reese's performance does not support the fervor that she and her supporters are creating around this alleged championship.
Have to sit through the fake importance of double-doubles all over again, question mark? Oh, nobody gets hollow double-doubles like your girl, Angel Reese.
Why did hardly nobody watch it if this unmatched league was such a huge success, and if this title truly meant something? The title game received terrible ratings. Let's put this into perspective. Despite all the media hype and social media buzz surrounding Reese and other WNBA players, the final game of the Unrivaled League was only watched by 260,000 people. To make matters worse, a cooking show completely destroyed their ratings.
We've got American Dad right here with a .32. That is 320,000 viewers. Spring Breaking Championship right there, .70. Unrivaled Championship, Vinyl versus Rose, TNT, a .26. That's 260,000 viewers.
Yes, Lab. If that doesn't shout irrelevantness, more viewers watched the Food Network's Spring Baking Championship than the Big League's championship game. I'm not sure what does, and just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, they also lost to American Dad reruns. Yes, you read correctly. A cartoon that has been broadcast for almost 20 years attracted more viewers than the supposedly biggest game of the Unrivaled League. If Reese and her supporters are celebrating their victories over this, they might want to look at the scoreboard, because a comedy and some cupcakes are blowing them out, but trying to hide this failure makes it much more embarrassing. When you consider that those regular season games barely drew 160,000 viewers to begin with,
guarantee you, those women, the intelligent ones, the one that have a brain, the one that are actually going to sit down and do this, are saying to Angel Reese, shut up, take off your clothes, show your ass, talk about how Hollywood stars want to date you, and move it along. Let us handle this. And you just keep being stupid and work on your leg.
TNT Sports' pitiful attempt at spin that claimed that their unrivaled championship game saw a 99% increase in viewership compared to their regular season games sounds impressive. It's like boasting about doubling your test score from 2% to 4%, and it's still failing. Now compare that to Ice Cub's Big 3 League, which plays 3 Honra basketball games with former NBA stars. Every game, the Big 3 consistently attracts over 500,000 spectators, double the. The Unrivaled League, on the other hand, was put together as a social media ploy, but the audience saw through it because it has genuine competition, physicality, and basketball talent. This is why the Big 3 are respected by fans, as evidenced by the numbers they managed for their biggest event of the season.
Association, they gave us a gym that I paid for. Not entirely, but they took money out of my check and I paid for it.
You better get the fucking full usage of that.
Man, I got hot tub, cold tub, weight room, full court basketball room. I walk in today, I'm on one side working out, Caitlin Clark on the other side.
Really?
I look at myself, there you go, 2 fucking legends, Patty.
Did you say
Right.
what's up?
You know I say what's up, but I'm not the type to say what's up to interrupt your workout because I don't like people to interrupt mine. She can shoot the shit out of it.
And the WNBA assist leader this
can-
past year.
She can shoot the shit out the ball.
She's a great shooter.
And she's one of those workout people, you know, got to think, anytime I hit the court, I got to hit that bike. I'm older now, so I got to get on that bike and stroll for a couple 5, 6, 7 minutes. So while I'm strolling through the park, I'm looking at her shoot it. And she's one of those shooters where, if you know as a gym rat, you guys know, like, damn, bro, why you throw that pass bad? Give me the ball in my chest. I'm like, oh, she's a gangster also.
She's lighting people up.
Throw me the ball the way I want it.
What drill was it? What drill was she
I
running?
don't know. She was doing a 2 in a row corner wing, and if you miss, you have to go back to the next spot. And if you missed again, you have to go back to the starting spot. She had a nice drill. I'm literally still in it.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right. So she was shooting the shit out of it. And
She's the face of the league.
agreed.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
Furthermore, despite now having the largest attraction in women's sports, the WNBA itself faces ratings issues. Caitlin Clark, what does all of this tell us? Without Clark in the league, WNBA viewership would have been utterly in the gutter, unmatched, and guess what? No one cared because Clark didn't play. It informs us that although Angel Reese and her supporters may rejoice all they like, the league was a complete failure. The ratings were disgraceful, and Reese's alleged championship will be forgotten by next week. The truth is that no one outside
Most influential female athletes right now: Coco Gauff, 10, Juju Watkins, number 9, Cameron Brent, 8, Paige Beckers, number 7, Sabrina Ionescu, number 6, Asia Wilson. So Asia's not going to be happy either. Jakari Richardson was number 4, Simone Biles number 3 right here. I can't quite get past the fact that Simone Biles is behind Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark, she ran away with number 1. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number 1. Caitlin Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105% compared to games without her, while road games featuring her Indiana Fever see an 87% increase in opponent home attendance. Her rookie debut sparked a staggering 200% jump in WNBA viewership, while Fever home games drew a league-high 186,000 fans last season, a 265% increase from 2023.
of her own fan base is interested in real stars, and at the end of the day, the figures clearly show that Angel Reese is not the celebrity that her followers so desperately want her to be. The league itself was a ratings disaster that was outperformed by a cooking show and reruns of American Dad, and Reese's fans are rushing to social media acting as though she just made history. Let's face it, if Caitlin Clark had been sitting out a championship game and winning a title, the same people who are hyping her up would be the first to tear her down. Reese's so-called championship is nothing more than an overhyped participation trophy. Her team actually performed better without her, and the league itself was a ratings disaster.
Points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times. Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times. Single season rookie record for assists. Single season rookie record for 3-pointers. Single game record for assists, 19. Franchise record for most double-doubles, 3-pointers. Career 10 or more assists in a game. Franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 3-pointers. She did it in 34 games. Most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game, for which she received the most fan votes ever, 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season, regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. You know, LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.